Hey guys, at Norm My Messy here. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. I wanted to talk about my career, what path I'm heading down, everything. Content creating, I'm gonna start with that. Coming up with content for YouTube videos and stuff, it's generally hard. I'm the type of person where whatever videos I do, I have to do by myself. Occasionally I can get my dad to do a video. He kind of does whenever. Um, but also I'm a picky eater, so food videos are out, and also I generally don't like being by myself, so 24 hours or challenges are out. And then also on top of that, I can't spend a ton of money on videos, so money things are out. So yeah, and generally I can't spend money on videos because I usually spend my allowance right away. But it's on actual I treat my allowance as a chance to do something nice for me. Because I'm at the age to where I am kind of especially now this is probably gonna be the last year, or the last I want to say maybe even 2 years if I'm lucky, where that's gonna be able to happen. And where I can just enjoy and not have bills and stuff like that, because I'm 16. Also, I use it as a chance to treat myself and get something that I can really enjoy and stuff. And actually, some of it some of it is good for my career. The dance hammock, that's really good to push me as a dancer. But content creating, there's not much to say. It's hard. I'm shocked I made this long. It's almost 3 years. We're so close to the 3-year mark. I've been thinking about it. I'm thinking I might do a live stream or something to celebrate for you guys, but I have no clue really. Then, so yeah, but anyways, that's generally hard. I feel I always in a way dreamed of this, and it generally being a dancer, I feel and also scheduling. I have a schedule. I remember when I enjoyed not having one. I remember not having one, and then literally I started dancing again, and I have a schedule now of literally I'm now the type of person where family time someone for an example my sister will call or something and be hey hey, I'm thinking of coming over on this day or will arrange family time, and I'll check at my schedule kind of well. I don't actually check my schedule, but luckily my family works really well at understanding I have dance at a certain time, and so and you are here and at that time still. I'm gonna go log on for dance. Dance is very important. For me it is. It's a big part. It's important to get the training for the future. And that's why generally that's kind of what they understand. And then I mean when you, I mean more towards what I'm talking about them in that case so let me adjust. Okay, that's better. This part of my wall is kind of blank, so it's completely blank. And who am I even trying to Okay, for a second I saw something, and I wasn't sure if it was on the screen, but then I realized it's not. It's just a tack that I need to take out of the wall. So, yeah. But, like, with this, I feel like I remember being, like, 5 years old wanting to do this, like, dreaming of social media and doing social media. Yeah, and it's not always, like, I would say it's definitely not the easiest thing in the world. And what I mean by that is it's definitely, like, it's not easy, and I feel like that's something I'm good at handling. Like, it's a lot of hard work. Like, I feel like with content, like, you want to, like, it's hard because then you want to post stuff that you love and you enjoy, but you also want your fans to enjoy it too, like, and like it, because the more likes you get, like, that makes you look good, that helps you out, like, slash, that's always just, like, a nice, fun thing. And even though that, like, to this day, I will answer this and I will answer it honestly. I do not do it for the likes. I do not do it for the views, the followers, the subscribers. I like all of that. That's all great. That's all happy, positive, like, great stuff. But I do it because I love it. Like, this is what I, like, kind of chose. And even though, like, in the future I can always, like, change it if, like, one day this isn't what I want anymore, but I don't think that's ever gonna happen. And, yeah, because I just love it so much. So, yeah, like, generally, I love it a lot. Like, I just generally love it, and that's some great, but there is a lot to it that's hard. Like, I feel like with dance, it's not always easy. I feel like dance is very hard, especially working with, like, for me, I feel like it's especially kind when dance has its own challenges and it's all kind of hard. And I feel like for some people, they don't emotionally have, like, they're not emotionally in a good point to do it. And I think because with dance, it's, I kind of, like, put up, like, generally with dance, like, professional people are, like, constantly watching you, like, judging you. And, like, I do worldwide, so I have, like, professional, like, dance teachers that know what they're talking about. And, like, they're pointing out my mistakes when I make a mistake. They're, or, like, throwing out some, like, happy, positive stuff every once in a while. But, like, knowing that, like, they're watching in dance class, for some people, like, that's generally, like, hard and, like, a lot for them. And some people, it's, like, too much for them. It's, like, too much for them. But I generally don't really get bothered by it, like. And then there's also, like, the acting professional, like, that's something that, like, I have to, like, do constantly. Like, every time I talk to a dance teacher, I try to act professional. You know, because even when I have no clue what I'm doing, I try to make it seem like I do. Like, that, like, and what I mean by that, like, professional, I mean, like, manners. Do you have, like, good manners? Or are you nice to, like, them? And you, like, I take their constructive criticism, which is, like, they're not being rude. It's, like, they're trying to help you out with, like, tips and stuff, or, like, I explain things that, like, they're not trying to be rude, but they're, like, correcting you and steering you down, like, the right path. So, like, for an example, like, I'm Gianna Martello. I'm actually, this isn't even an example. I'm actually going, because this did happen. Once she told me to, like, I really get into that side tilt. Like, I'm kind of, like, off balance because my supporting foot was not turned out, and she told me to turn my supporting foot out that way, and I can really hit that side tilt. Because I was like thrown off to where I couldn't get the leg how it was supposed to be because of the fact that I was wobbling everywhere. That's constructive criticism. Like, it's corrections that sometimes are explaining something and not really corrections. Like it's like notes of like, this means this or something, but in a nice way, not trying to be rude. But like having that like constructive criticism when they give it, when they're telling you constructive criticism, do you roll your eyes? Do you make a face? Or do you like act like a professional and like put a smile on your face and have your head held high? Like, do you slouch? Do you act lazy in front of professionals? Like that sort of thing. Like, I'm talking about really knowing how to act and handle things. Like, that's what I mean. Like, acting like an actual professional and not getting annoyed when I'm not picked to be, like, the best in the class that day. Like, I feel like what I do, like, there's a lot that goes into it, and sometimes it generally can get hard for people. Like because of the fact that, like, there's kind of just that thought of, like, you have to constantly seem like, and you mess up, like, it's kind of like hard when you mess up because you feel. Let me word this correctly. Okay, I'm trying to think of like exactly how to word. What I mean is like for some people, and I know this because I'm one of these people. Like you almost put too much on yourself and make it so much about like being perfect every single time. And you get so annoyed over like when you mess up or make a mistake that becomes kind of like more of a negative. Like I admit I am hard on myself. I admit I try to be perfect every time. I admit I get really annoyed when I mess up. And I admit I like full blown like I get extremely annoyed with myself a little to an extreme point. But I always try to like look at like the good. Like kind of switch it. Like literally there are times and I'll think where I will get so much in my head that I will literally stop. Like I'll like kind of keep going and I'll think in my head I'm like, remember why you're doing this. You love it, you have a love for it. This is supposed to be fun and you don't need to get that hard on yourself. And then I tell myself, like, I try to imagine what my crush would say, like, or what he would tell me if he, like, knew and was, like, watching me dance then, or, like, in the room with me, like, as I'm dancing or something. And then after that, I'm like, okay, get back to working and come no breaks. And we keep working. We dance through it. We make a mistake. We act like we literally like keep going and focus on making the rest amazing. And then we'll get annoyed with the mistake after we finish dancing. And we're gonna act like nothing ever happened until after then I can get annoyed with myself about the mistake and then yeah. But I will say I always try to like remind myself why I do it. That way it never becomes like a negative and it's just kind of a positive. Here's a fly in this room. So yeah, I will say like what I do is not easy. I'm always find the fun out of it and it's also with the fact that it's straight competition. Like even in dance class. Like it's like I'm competing to be the best in the class. Like everyone in that class is competing up against each other to be the best in the class, whether you're friends with them or not. And I say that because I do have two dance friends, and I kind of like to think that like some of like the actual like Pittsburgh like studio girls, like the like in person one in Pittsburgh in the Pittsburgh studio. I like to think that some of them are like friends. Like I kind of like to think we're like kind of friends because some of them do follow me on Instagram and stuff, and it's really really cool. But I also like when I'm in class, everyone competition is I'm in the zone, I'm competing, and I'm trying to do the best I can. Outside of class, then it's like, oh, friends. Like, a little bit. Even though I generally, I'm the type where I choose not to have, like, I generally choose not to have a ton of friends. I try to limit that down, and there is actually a reason. Number one, I'm like shockingly, because you guys wouldn't really know this, because when I'm on social media, I'm like so like in a way outgoing kind of, but in real life I'm kind of like shy. Like when I like don't know you or anything like that, then I'm a little bit on the shy side. I'd at first, especially people my own age. Like that, no, never like that. But also, I would generally say the main reason is not everyone gets it. Like not everyone understands what I do, and I feel like there's some people that like almost like you have to kind of understand it a little bit. I feel like because I feel like if you don't, then there might be like you might be like, oh, why can't you just skip dance and like hang out or something? And I'm like, sorry, I can't. I have dance. Like I feel like there's certain stuff that plays into it, and also I would much rather have less friends, but have like true friends that are like actually like my friends and actually nice and incredible, versus have a lot of friends and not really know any of them. Like that's kind of my way. Like real friends are much better. Or I like a small friend group. It's small, but it works for me. And also, I have a best friend. I have multiple. I have my best friend slash my son Sam. He is a dog, but he is my baby, and he is my son, and I love him, and he is one of my best friends, and I can always count on him to put a smile on my face, so that's good. And then I also have Bella, and Bella is amazing. Like I feel like me and Bella had that like situation where we're friends, we're like best friends, but we don't always talk. Like it's the thing to where like we're the sort of best friend where it works. Like we can literally like talk every single day for like an entire month, and we can go an entire month without talking, and then it just clicks. Like literally, for an example, if we didn't like talk for like a month straight, like when nothing happened, like it was like, oh, we were busy, things didn't work out to where we could call each other, and then we like call each other this one time like after a month, and it acts like nothing ever happened. Like we're literally just like it's an instant click. Like we literally just get so excited over each other, and just, our friendship is really amazing. And I feel like we have such a good friendship, and it also was set up to where we could have that good friendship because she is family, and so like it was set up to where there wasn't that process of like hoping that one day we like meet each other. Like no, like I literally have memories from when I was like 6 years old of me holding Bella when she was a baby. Like when she was like first born, I have like a memory of like the first time I held her. as a baby, and now she's 10. And, like, that's just kind of like, whoa. Like, she's actually the only person that I ever gone whoa. Like, by. Like, there's other people, like, there's other people like Skylar, which I can say, I think I'm allowed to say Skylar's name. I have permission, so no one, so, like, I say this because I never want, like people, like, who don't really know, like, being like, well, you just said her name, like, I have permission from her, I have permission from her mom. And that's, like, and, like, overall just permission. So that's, like, from, like, my parents and stuff, so that's fine. But, like, with Skylar, there was never that whoa moment. Like, even though Skylar's amazing, me and Skylar are friends, but, like, there was never that whoa moment. Then, I wanted to, generally, I'm going to talk about my early, like, I literally feel like the fact that every single day, like, almost every single day for, like, 3 years now, I managed to post. Minus is a couple of times, one being just a couple, like, here and there, like, breaks that I took on my own, and then one being the vacation that was extremely boring. So, let me explain this story. I actually went on, so, like, I want to say, like, 2 years ago, like, I'm not sure anymore, like, it was a while ago. I went on a vacation with my parents and my dog Sam, because there was a storm coming to our area, and we just wanted to, like, leave for, like, safety reasons, and just overall everything. We went like, well, we're just gonna leave. And we're gonna leave, and we ended up going to a hotel, I think, like, 5 hours away or something. It was like a, like, kind of cheaper hotel, but a nice hotel, which, and literally, we spent 2 nights there, 1 full day. Like, 1 full day, 2 nights. And then, so we went up there one day. We, like, went up there, we spent the night, then the next day, we spent the entire day there. We didn't go anywhere, like, my mom gets tired easily. I don't think there was much to do in the area. I don't even know where this area was. But, like, we literally, like, spent the entire day in a hotel. Me and my dad left 3 times, well, like, 4 times. We left, we went into, like, I think McDonald's that morning, like a McDonald's drive-thru or something. We got, like, food. Then we, like, left again, like, I went and got more food for lunch, and then dinner. But also, we left one other time, which was, there was a little, like, vending machine, like, snack room, and we went and got snacks. Now, there was no pool at this hotel, but I'm kind of happy about that. Like, it listed a pool, but we never found the pool. We also didn't look for it very well, so I also feel like, yeah. So, I'm actually happy about the pool, because my earliest memory that I have is kind of traumatizing. And, like, it's not like, it's traumatizing because I was scared. And, like, generally, so, dolphin paint on the bottom. That story. So, basically, we were going to visit family. We stopped at, like, a hotel. Like, I got, because I got sick and stuff. Luckily, like, you think it was the flu. I don't remember. I was, like, 2, almost 3. I might have been 3. Like, I can't fully remember. And basically, we, like, I stayed at a hotel one night, and then we switched hotels the next night. And, like, we were, like, I don't really know, but we were, like, kind of close to, like, family or something, because they, like, came and visited us in the hotel, and, like, growing up, I was a, like, parents' kid. Like, what I mean by that is, like, I always wanted to do everything with my parents. I want to be with my parents all the time. Like, I love them. I still love them. It's just now I'm filming right now. Like, I don't need them in the room. I've grown up and, kind of grew away from, constantly needing, wanting to know every single second of my life. Live every single second of my life with them to, be, filming and, now. But I still love them. And so, basically then, and I started feeling better. My parents decided to take me down to the pool. We went down to the pool. Well, me and my dad did, and I got scared. I started crying because there were dolphins painted on the bottom, and it kind of looked like an eye. I didn't really realize that. My dad pointed that out, a couple months ago, when we were talking about the story. So yeah, I got, scared. And ever since that day, I always have someone check. Whenever we go to a hotel or something, I always have, my parents or someone that I know check the pool before I even look at it. And although there was one time that I did not do that, and that was because I kind of didn't realize that our hotel room later, looked out, if you looked out the window, you saw the pool. Luckily, nothing was painted on the bottom, so I kept thinking something was gonna be painted bottom, so, I kept looking out the window, kind of, and looking, down, kind of, and nothing was ever painted on the bottom that I, saw anyways, and I could see the whole pool. So I'm gonna say, peace out, but, there's a lot that goes into this, and I hope you enjoy.